Good afternoon, everyone. We still have some people getting logged in, so we'll give them a minute or two to get situated and then we'll get started. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us for the January LegFi webinar. My name is Amanda, and today I'll be going over how to prepare for the new year. Sarah Beth is also joining me, and she will answer any questions you may have throughout the webinar, and we can also go over some of those at the end as well. If you will, please go ahead and introduce yourself in the question chat. You should be able to see that by telling us what your name is and what organization you're with, so we can make sure that those are coming through. While you're doing that, I'll go over the agenda, and then Sarah Beth will do a brief introduction of who LegFi is. So our agenda for today is we're going to look at updating your member roster, how to set up spring billing. We'll look at LegFi with Treasury, and then we're also going to look at how to communicate with your members. So I'm going to hand it over to Sarah Beth to do the LegFi introduction, and then we'll get started.
Awesome. Thank you, Amanda. So for more than 30 years, LegFi has provided technology solutions to help customers manage their finances, streamline their operations, recruit new members, and communicate with their members, whether it's working with 57 different headquarters or local chapters, house corporations, IFC and Panhellenic councils, and alumni associations across more than 650 campuses. We remain the industry leader when it comes to technology in the fraternity and sorority community. We're based out of Columbus, Georgia, and we securely process more than 1.1 million per day for our clients and have securely processed more than 4 billion since 1992. We're also deeply committed to serving, promoting, and advancing the fraternity and sorority experience. We aim to make raving fans with every individual or group we work with by reaching, innovating, and acting with agility. We challenge ourselves to dream big every day and to help others achieve their own dreams. So to say we're passionate about what we do is an understatement, and it's this passion that has encouraged our clients to trust us to do the heavy lifting so that they can focus on their mission and having fun.
Thanks, Sarah Beth. Okay, so today we're going to look at how to update your member roster. When you log into LegFi, this is what you'll see when you get logged in. Under your members module here, this is where you can go in and you can add new members, update their member type. You can also update their member group if you have that as well. To add new members, you'll come here to this add members, and you can do it by multiple members or you can do it by single members. So you'll input all of their information. The ones that are starred, that is mandatory. So you'll need that information to get them started. Or you can download this sample file and then import it as well. If you need to update a member type, you'll go back to the member list, and from here you'll go to manage groups. And this is where you can either add new groups, edit the groups, as well as member types. So depending on how your organization names member types, you can come in here, you can add a new member type, put that in here. So we'll just add alumnus here. And then if you needed to edit a member type, you can come in here and edit it. You can also add the members that are underneath that member type. You can add them there. And if you needed to delete one, you would just hit this trash can and it will ask you to confirm before deleting it. Once you have that arranged the way you want it to be, you can come over here to groups. And groups can be used to help you set up your billing, which is what we'll go over in just a little bit. But if you have groups that are going to pay in full at the beginning of the semester, or you have groups that have a payment plan, or for seniors, if they get a certain discount, or there are certain things that they don't have to pay for, you can add the members to those groups. And you can edit that here by adding members, taking members away. And then if you needed to delete a member group, you would do that here. Same as like with member types, if you needed to add a new group, you would just come here and add a new group. Once you've done that, if you've had any members that have graduated and are now alumnus, you would need to mark them as such. So you would go in and mark them as alumnus, and then you will need to send an email to info@legfi.com to give us a list of those members that have graduated so that we can archive them. This is a very important step because if they are not archived, you will be charged, as that's part of your LegFi subscription. You're charged per member. You need to let us know at least 7 days in advance that they've been archived to give us enough time to go in and update that, so you don't get charged for them. Under the members section, you can come here and you can look to see who has been archived, and if you've sent anyone to collections, you can see that here as well. So next we're going to look at the budget tool, and the main reason we're going to look at this is so I can show you how to manage your categories. So under budgets, if you want to manage your expense and income categories, you'll click here, and then from here you can add your different revenue categories and expense categories. This is important when you're setting up your billing, because you want, when you go to add in each charge, you'll want to make sure that you are directing it to the correct category. That will help you create your budget, and it will help you be able to download your budget at the end of the semester to see like the income versus expense budget. So you can come out here, you can edit one and rename it, or if you wanted to add a new one. So we're in 2024 now, so we'll add a new 2024 event category. If you wanted to add, like if you wanted to do a savings, if you're going to charge, if members have decided that they want to start a savings account for something that you guys are saving for, you can add a revenue category for that. So whatever whatever categories you want, you can come out here and customize it how you'd like to. You can also add subcategories under each one as well. So you just click on the plus sign here and then add that subcategory. And it works the same way for expense categories. So if there's one that you don't use and you don't need, you can come out here and delete it. When you originally get logged into your LegFi account and your organization gets their account, there's some that are already out here, and you can come out here and remove them if you don't use those or rename them. You can do this however you would like to. So once you've done that, then you're ready to create your invoices. Here on the invoice module, you can view invoices that are outstanding. You can also view all invoices, so invoices that may be paid, as well as invoices that are going to be sent in the future. And you can also look at any deleted, excuse me. So if there's an invoice that you deleted, it will show out here as well. So let's look at how to create new invoices. So you'll come up here to create new invoice. And then you can select the members who need to be invoiced. This is also where you can go in and you can filter by group or member type. So if you want the pay in full, we'll add all of them. And then you'll click on the add charge. You can put in the charge title. You can also copy from a previous invoices that you created as well. You can do a recurring charge, but this is the pay in full group, so we'll just do one. And then the charge description. Then you can choose the financial account that you want to deposit it into. So it can be your treasury account, or if you have an external bank account, you can choose that as well. So we're going to choose our national dues account here, and then we'll choose the revenue category that we created just a few minutes ago. The active date, this is the date that you want the invoices to be sent out on. So we don't want these to be sent out until next Monday, and we want them to be due on the 30th. You can choose to do a late fee or an early payment discount if you want to. You'll click on Save Charge, and then you can continue to add whatever charges you need to send out for them. So and then you can choose which account that will go in, the revenue category. Once you're done adding charges, once you're done and you see you didn't charge the right amount, you can edit it, or if you decide you're not going to charge that, you can delete it. You can add a message, and then you can preview the invoice, and it will show you what that invoice will look like. So once you're satisfied with how the invoice will look, you can send the invoices. And if, because we created those to go out later, they won't be sent out until the 15th. But if you wanted them to go out today, because it's 4 p.m. Eastern time, they won't go out until tomorrow morning. But if you do it before 2 p.m. Eastern, they'll go out the same day. All right, so now that I've shown you how to create invoices, we're going to look at how to set up different treasury accounts for your invoices. One of the great things about LegFi is when you are creating invoices, you can choose which account those go into. So if you have a national dues and fees treasury account, you can have them have, when members pay, that those funds will go in that account. You can have a chapter dues and fees. You can have an event treasury account. You can create as many accounts as you want to. And you'll do that under financial accounts. And as you can see, all of these accounts have specific names. When you first open a treasury account, it's not going to have a name. It's just going to show you like the last 4 digits of the account number. To change the name, you'll come under Actions, View, Edit Account, and then from here you can change the account name. If for whatever reason you want to close that account, say it was for an event, you've already had that event, and you want to close that account, or you no longer need that account, you can just simply close it. If you also if you need to see the actual account number for any reason, you just click on this eyeball and it will show you the actual account number. This is a test account, so the information on this account is not valid, but that's how you can look up the information if you need that. So to add a treasury account, you'll come here to this Add Treasury Account. You'll agree to the terms and conditions, and then you'll click on Submit. While it's doing that, it takes a moment for everything to pop up. But just to let you know, in compliance with federal regulations, our payment processing partner, Stripe, must collect all of the information requested in the Know Your Customer form. The form is securely encrypted, and the data provided will only be used by Stripe's system to verify your identity. So once this comes up, you'll input your phone number, your email address. It will send you a code. So you'll do the test, you'll do the code, and then it will walk you through all of the other information that you will need to provide. Your name, your contact and identifying information, your organization information. If for some reason Stripe's system is unable to verify your identity, you may be asked to provide additional identification, such as a driver's license to finish the process. So once you are done, right now it's showing pending because I didn't complete all the information, but it will show here that your account number, and it takes about 3 to 5 minutes for it to be verified, as long as you don't need to provide your driver's license. And then you'll get the green check mark that shows that your account has been verified. And then you can go in, and that's when you can edit your account, and then you can also add treasury cards to that account. So I'm going to show you how to add a treasury card. So we'll go to treasury cards here. We're going to add a card holder. And from here, we're going to choose a member. So if you are ordering a card for yourself, you would choose yourself. You'll choose the card type. If you're choosing a physical card, it takes 8 to 10 business days for it to be mailed to you. Or if you're choosing a virtual card, you'll get that right away, and you can automatically add it to your Google Pay, Samsung Pay, Apple Pay, whatever you use. You'll agree to the terms and conditions, and then you want to come out here and update your spending limit. So if you wanted to do a weekly spending limit, if you have a $1,500 budget for the week, you can update that. Or if there's a daily spending limit where you're only allowed to spend $100 a day, whatever whatever your budget calls for, you can come out here and update it, and you could update this at any time. That is also, sometimes people will order cards for someone that's helping with an event. If they need to go buy some supplies, you can order a card, a virtual card, and they can have it immediately. And you can give them an all-time budget of $200, and then you can close it as soon as they're done. So the treasury cards, you can have as many as you want. There's no extra fee for extra cards. Each one is free. So once you're done updating that information, you'll click on done. Then let's click next. You'll review everything, make sure everything is correct. And once that's correct, you'll click on submit. If you're opening a card for someone else, they will then receive an email saying that they've been added to receive a treasury card, and they will need to go in and add their card holder information. It will show here pending cardholder data until that is done. But if you do it yourself, if you're opening one for yourself, you're a new officer, you can come out here and you can go ahead and do that by clicking on actions and then add cardholder information. You'll input your phone number, your address, and then you will agree to the terms and conditions. Once you're done with that, you'll click continue. You'll review everything and make sure it's correct, and then click on submit. Okay, this is a test account, so sometimes we have these little things pop up. Once that's done, let me go to one that is verified. It will show that it is active. So then you can come out here and you can view that card. If it's a virtual card, you can come out here, you can change your spending limit. And then if you actually need to view the card number, if it is yours, it will let you view the card number. But since I'm logged in as Allie and these are open under Nick and Jess, it will not let me view the card number. But if it was yours, there would be an eyeball here like under the treasury accounts, and it will let you view the card number so that you can then make online purchases as well. If an officer has graduated and they no longer need a card, you simply come out here under actions. You can suspend the card, close the card. Suspending a card, you can reactivate it. Closing the card, it means it's closed. You cannot reactivate it. Or you can report it as lost or stolen. So we're just going to close Nick's account here because he's no longer an officer and he doesn't need one. So you'll just go through that. And his card has been closed and is no longer available. All right, now to view transactions, you can come out here and you can click on view. And it shows here there are no transactions. That's because there's a test account, but I do have some screenshots I can show you. So give me just a second and let me pull up the PowerPoint. Hold on one second. Okay, so to view the transactions, you would just click on view. And then from here, you can see all the transactions that have been made under that particular card. If you needed to go into a single transaction, you would just click on that and it will show you how much that transaction was, the transaction date, the description, the merchant name. And if you are thinking, I didn't do this, I wasn't at the master's, this is not a legitimate transaction, you would just click on dispute. And then you would go through the process of disputing that transaction. There are fees associated with disputes. If you lose the dispute, there is a fee. of $25. And then if it shows that you have won, the merchant still has time to come back and fight that and show where it is a legitimate charge. So you would be charged the dispute fee, and then that chargeback will be sent back to your account. So when you go to dispute fees, you want to make sure that it is an actual fraudulent charge. To view any disputes, you would just click on the disputes button here, and it will show you all the disputes, and then it will also categorize them. You can click on one, any disputes that you have won, and then any disputes that you have lost. So now I'm going to go back to LegFi, and I want to show you one last thing under the communications menu, the different ways that you can communicate with your members. So we do have texting here. You can text your members various times throughout the day. If there's an announcement, or if you send out invoices and you want to remind them to pay their dues, you can send out that text message. You can also send out emails. So you can send out emails here. You can filter it by groups, or you can send it to all members. If there's an event coming up and you want to remind them about the event, you can send an email or text message that way as well. And anytime you communicate with members, you can come here to this communications log, and it will show you the emails that were sent out. So, like for instance, we just tried to open up a treasury card for Allie, and an email was sent to let her know that treasury card holder request was sent. You can view that as well, and it will show you the email that was sent out. I also wanted to show you can send out statements whenever you'd like. We do send out statements on the 3rd and the 15th, but if you need to send them out again, you can do that. You can also send out paper statements as well. So if you needed to send out a paper statement, you could just click on send paper statements, and just be aware that that is a $1.50 charge for each paper statement. Okay, that is everything I have for today. Are there any questions, Sarah Beth?
There is a question regarding the sending of the invoices, if that date can be changed at all.
Okay, yes. So statements will go out the 3rd and the 15th of every month, but if you have an invoice date of like the 2nd, you want invoices to go out on the 2nd, it won't go out again on the 3rd. And then, but it will, following that, if they still owe money, it will go out on the 3rd and the 15th. But when you first send out invoices, you can send them out whenever you want to, but after that, LegFi will send it out on the 3rd and the 15th until they pay that.
We have another question about a 1% fee on dues paid linked with a bank account. I think they're talking about ACH payments.
I will have to look into that. Let's see. I will write down your name and find out about that, and we can send you a separate email about that.
And then last question I see is, how do you remove a treasury card holder / change ownership?
Okay, well, that is when you would go in and just close the treasury card and open a new one for the new card holder. You can't like change ownership of a card. You just need to close one and then open a new one under the person that needs it now. So you just come out here and you can close. If they no longer need a card, you would close it and then add the new card holder and get them one so that they can have it. Okay, are there any other questions? Don't see any. Okay, just a reminder, because I know it is the beginning of a semester, if you have, I know I mentioned it earlier, but if you do have any members that have graduated and you need them archived, take a screenshot of this info at legfi.com and get those sent in so that we can archive those members for you. And then also we have our LegFi Help Center for any questions that you may have. So you can just click on this question mark and it will take you to our LegFi Help Center. And it's been recently updated. So everything out here is accurate, and if you find something that needs to be added, just let us know and come out here and add it. So if that's all for today, if you have any questions, feel free to send us an email and we'll be happy to answer those. Thank you for joining us. We hope you have a great afternoon.